Okay, young students of chemistry, here is another type of reaction for you to learn. This is called a double replacement. So if you were considering a dance, this would be like partners at a dance, switching partners. We have ionic compounds that are switching partners. The thing to remember is that positives must bond to negatives. That is always the case in chemistry. So the general formula is on your chemistry reference tables. I took this right from there. AB plus CD yields AD plus CB. Positive ion, negative ion, cation, anion, cation, anion, cation, anion. Okay, so the two types of double replacement reactions are acid-base neutralization reactions. We'll talk more on those later. But when you have an acid reacting with a base, we're going to focus on precipitation reactions during this segment of the course. So in order for something to precipitate, you have a compound which is soluble in water. A chemical reaction occurs, and then that forms a compound which is no longer soluble in water. So what we're going to do to determine what the precipitate is, the precipitate's always going to be a product, is we're going to use our solubility rules. If it is soluble, it will not precipitate. If it is insoluble, it will precipitate. When you are doing these reactions and writing them for me, you will always need to indicate the precipitate in your double replacement reaction. So what we're going to do to use the solubility rules is we're going to look at the anion, the negative ion of the compound, and then we're going to see what is the rule for its solubility. For example, in this first problem, CaNO3, this is calcium nitrate. So we're going to find the word nitrate in our solubility rules. And here it is. All nitrates are soluble. All nitrates are soluble. And there are no exceptions listed out here. You can see here on the second rule, it says all chlorides, bromides, and iodides are soluble except, but there are no exceptions for nitrates. All nitrates are soluble no matter what. So we would say our calcium nitrate here is soluble. It is not going to precipitate in a chemical reaction. The next question has iron to chloride. So we're going to find the chloride on our solubility rules, and here's the rule. It says all chlorides are soluble except silver, lead, and mercury. That highlighter, it's not very good at highlighting. It kind of covers up. Except silver, lead, and mercury. Iron is not one of the exceptions. So iron chloride is soluble. Mg2S, this compound name is magnesium sulfide. We learned this last unit. So we find the word sulfide. Be careful, here's the word sulfate. Here's where if you don't know your nomenclature, this is going to kick your behind. But here we have on their insoluble side, it says all sulfides are insoluble, except if it's with an element in family 1A on the periodic table, 2A, or ammonium. And magnesium is a family 2A metal. So it is one of the exceptions. So instead of being insoluble, this is also soluble. This compound is magnesium phosphate. We're going to find the phosphates on our solubility rules. There we go. Carbonates and phosphates are insoluble except with family 1A or ammonium. Magnesium is not in family 1A, it's in 2A, so it is not an exception, and this compound is insoluble. The next compound is called nickel 2 hydroxide. All hydroxides are insoluble, except family 1, strontium, barium, and ammonium. Nickel is not in family 1, so we know that this compound is insoluble. This compound is called sodium acetate. All acetates are soluble, no exceptions, so this compound is soluble. So that is how you use the solubility rules to predict the precipitate in a double replacement reaction. Now let's start writing some reactions. We have silver nitrate. Silver has a charge of +1, nitrate is -1. Calcium chloride. Calcium is 2+, chloride is 1-. So silver nitrate, AgNO3. We learned how to do this last unit. Oops, I didn't mean to put that in parentheses. +1, -1, we don't need the parentheses. Plus calcium chloride. The general format, AB, did I use CD? Yeah. AB plus CD yields AD plus CB. And then all you have to do is swap and drop the charges to get the proper formula. So A is silver, D is chlorine, silver chloride, AgCl, plus CB would be calcium nitrate. Swap and drop the charges to get the subscripts. Sometimes it helps to write out the words. Silver nitrate, calcium chloride, makes silver chloride, and calcium nitrate. Sometimes that helps people to see the words. We will look at our solubility rules. So I hope you are looking at those. The solubility rules tell us that all nitrates are soluble, no exceptions. So this gets a state symbol aqueous. It's dissolved in water. Chlorides are soluble except silver, lead, and mercury. So this is our precipitate. We can use a down arrow. We could use an S in parentheses, or we could use a PPT in parentheses. The second example is lead 2 nitrate reacting with aluminum fluoride. If we use the words lead bonds to fluorine, aluminum bonds to nitrate. So that would be lead 2 fluoride is your product, and aluminum nitrate. Now we have to do or write the compound formulas that go with that. Lead 2 nitrate, PbNO3 aluminum fluoride, Something's going on with my pen here. Is Al. Gotta love technology. AlF3. Lead bonds to fluorine, so that's lead with a 2+, fluorine with a 1-. PbF2. And aluminum bonds to nitrate. Aluminum with a 3+, nitrate with a 1-. We know that all nitrates are soluble, no exceptions. So the aluminum nitrate will dissolve, that is aqueous. All fluorides are soluble except silver, lead, and mercury. You go back to the solubility rules. All chlorides, bromides, iodides. Is fluorides not on here? Oh, all fluorides are soluble except silver, lead, and mercury. So this will be our precipitate. Lead compounds are typically yellow in color. Really pretty. Okay, sulfuric acid. This is our ternary acid, H2SO4. So that's like saying hydrogen sulfate. So we have hydrogen bonding to carbonate, making carbonic acid, and calcium bonding to sulfate, making calcium sulfate. So sulfuric acid is H2SO4. Calcium carbonate, if you need a reminder on that ternary acid, go back to Unit 3 and look at the asynchronous notes. Calcium carbonate is CaCO3. Hydrogen is +1. Sulfate is -2. Calcium is +2. Carbonate, CO3 is 2-. We are going to mix our partners up. So AB plus CD yields AD plus CB. So hydrogen bonds to carbonate, making carbonic acid. Calcium bonds to sulfate, making calcium sulfate. Oh, you know what? We've not been balancing these equations. Oh, I've lost my mind. We totally need to do that. Let's balance. It's easier to balance the nitrate as a whole. So here's 2 nitrate ions. We'll put a coefficient of 2 here. 2 silver, 2 silver, 2 chlorine, 2 chlorine. That one's balanced. And the second one, we have 2 nitrates in the reactants and 3 in the products. The common factor there is 6. So we'll put a coefficient of 3 in front of the lead 2 nitrate and a coefficient of 2 in front of the aluminum nitrate. And now we'll make 2 aluminums and 3 leads, and that should do it. Coefficients 3, 2, 3, 2. 2 hydrogens, 1 sulfate, 1. This one happens to be balanced just the way it's written. We need our precipitate. It is probably the calcium sulfate. If we go back, it says all sulfates are soluble except calcium sulfate. So that is our precipitate. This one is soluble. It's dissolved in the water, aqueous. We never see it. Okay, let's look at our ions here. We have strontium and nitrate, potassium and sulfate. They're going to switch partners, so strontium starts out with the nitrate. Swap and drop those charges. Potassium sulfate, AB plus CD yields AD plus CB. Strontium bonds to sulfate, swap and drop the charges. Potassium bonds to nitrate. We know that nitrates are all soluble, no exceptions, so that's aqueous. Let's look back at our sulfates. It says sulfates are soluble except calcium, strontium, barium, mercury, lead, and silver. So since we have one of the exceptions, instead of being soluble, it will be insoluble. And that is our precipitate, strontium sulfate. Let's balance our chemical equation. We have 2 nitrate ions in the reactants and 1 in the products. So we'll put a coefficient of 2 there. And I believe that does it. Now we have 2 potassiums in the reactants and 2 in the products, 1 strontium in the reactants and 1 in the products. Okay, so now it's time for you to try it. You need to pause the recording, and then you need to do these problems that are in your notes and come back and check your work. Okie dokie, check your work.